Now this oil pump, it's the heart of the oiling system. If it fails, well, quite frankly, no oil pressure, no engine, kaboom, you're done. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. We're talking about oil pumps. Now there's different types of oil pumps, but first off, let's start out with what they do. Oil pumps located into the bottom there. It's picking up the oil and developing oil pressure. So what it's doing, it's sending it through all the oil galleries and it's oiling all the bearings or everything and the moving parts in that engine. It has to lubricate. You can see them here. You got the gear type, you got the rotor type, and you got a crescent type. There's different types, but even better yet, I can give you a look inside. So if you look at this one right here, this is actually a rotor type pump. This is pretty cool, and it spins around. And when it spins around, the oil has to go inside of there in a big gap, and then it gets pressurized into the small gap and it exits. If you're an old school guy, like we are, Len, you actually got this one here with the gears. You're just kind of pumping it around. A lot of 350s, a lot of engines use these, developing pressure. But man, I see some pressure points, I see some shear. You're gonna have to have some good oil to work with these oil pumps.
Right, oil pumps work extremely well for everything that you described, but the problem is that they're tough on oil just naturally by the way they're designed. There is chopping action happening in there. So if you were to take a cleaver, if you will, to the oil molecule and chop it up, that makes your 30 weight into a 20 weight and so forth. Pretty soon you don't have any protection. So you have to build the oil strong enough to handle that. And we do that starting with the very building blocks of the product. The base oil itself has to be very tough. It has to be put in at the right amounts. It's a well-rounded product that'll handle those shearing forces inside that pump and still provide good oil pressure.
And not to mention the heat, that can change the viscosity of the fluid. We are developing heat in here as well.
That's correct. This will get hot. Just pumping the oil generates heat, so the oil has to be able to deal with it.
Well, you better believe your engine has an oil pump and you need that oil pressure. So make sure you're using a quality oil like AMSOIL. Go to the website at amsoil.com.